Just open mine eyes that I may see. Lead me, oh Lord, won't you lead me?
A journey. What is a journey? Well, it's dictionary defined as the act of travelling from one place to another. And we've heard this morning, haven't we? Particularly of 3 journeys. We've heard of 4, but we'll particularly of 3. We heard of Joseph and Mary travelling to Bethlehem. We heard of the shepherds who, whilst with their flocks, journeyed then to Bethlehem. And of course we heard of the wise men following the star in the sky, journeying to Bethlehem. 3 journeys, all individual parties, didn't know each other, travelling to the same place, to Bethlehem. Over the next few weeks, and the last week at least, at the period of Advent, we are journeying in the same direction, aren't we? We are heading towards Christmas Day. We're journeying towards Bethlehem. Like the 3 participants in our nativity, our crib service this morning, all journeying to worship and praise the birth of the baby Jesus. But I tell you, my friends, that's not the only link we have. Yes, indeed, we are journeying towards our celebrations of Christ's birth, but we have another link. And let me draw it to your attention, because what I'd like you to do this morning, very quickly, think of the journeys you've had in your life. Let's start back at a younger age, when you were a child. Undoubtedly, you journeyed from home to school and back. Then as you got a little older, your career, you went off to work, from home to work and work back home. Holidays, undoubtedly around Britain, from home to your destination back. And for those who have been fortunate enough to go abroad, around the world, from your home to your destination and back again. All on a journey. But let me tell you something. If we hadn't considered this fact, every journey that every single person has had in this room, in this town, in this country, in the world, is all linked. You're all linked by the journey that you've taken in life. We're linked by the very journeys we've heard this morning from thousands of years ago. And how are we linked? We're linked because it's the old saying, isn't it? Every journey starts with a first step. You can't go anywhere without making that first step, can you? When you get up from your chairs today to leave the church, you'll put your foot forward. The first step commences every journey in life. And behold before you, see before you the crib here. The first step. The first step of Christianity. The original step. Right before your very eyes, you're looking at the first step. For without the birth of Jesus, Jesus Christ, there would be no Christianity, would there? Jesus is the Christ. He is the one that we follow. We heard in our Bible reading this morning, taken from the Gospel according to Matthew chapter 1, verses 18 to 23. Matthew, we are told, his Gospel is very much a teaching one, and he wishes to persuade the Jews of the time that Jesus was Christ. He was the Messiah. He was the anointed one, the one that we're told would be coming. And we hear at verse 22, where he says, it was so it could all come true as the Lord had said through the prophet. The prophet he refers to, of course, is Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14, where God, through Isaiah, stated, a virgin shall be with child and shall bring forth a son. Now, my friends, we won't go into too much now, but we know what the naysayers are of life. Those who will enjoy Christmas, but not for the true reason. The atheists out there will still take all the presents round, but won't accept the true reason of Christmas. A virgin birth, Lee. You must be joking, they'll say. You must be joking. No, we're not joking. Jesus was born of Mary, the Virgin. Doesn't happen, Lee. Can't happen, they'll say. It can never happen. A virgin give birth to a child? Are you silly, my friend? Well, let me tell you, my friend. No, I'm not silly. Because right now, somewhere, this week around the world, believe it or not, a virgin lady has given birth to a child. It's true. By the very things that the atheists and our friends the naysayers will throw against us, a virgin lady somewhere this week around the world has given birth. By means of science nowadays, we have IVF and all types of artificial insemination. And so a lady who has never been engaged to a gentleman at all can now have a child. Well, I think you'll find that's the truth, my friend. But it's science, Lee, they'll say. Well, let me ask you, my friend, who gave the scientists the brains? Who gave them knowledge, the information that they have before them? Let me tell you who gave it to them. It was their creator. And who was their creator? Their creator was God. And it came from the origin, from the first. So if it can happen in 2020, you telling me that God by his power cannot make the Virgin Mary to have the birth of Jesus? Of course he can. So now we've established that a virgin birth can take place. It's more important to us than that, isn't it? Because what we hear then, in the next part of the sentence, is most important to us. And they shall call his name Emmanuel, which is interpreted God with us. From our story this morning, we've heard of the journey that all have made to the crib to see the birth of the child. But it's the next part that means the most to us. It is the part which carries us through. Emmanuel, God with us. Yes, indeed, Jesus was born in the humblest of circumstances, in a stable, in a manger. A child was born, but this child was God with us. We know from his life that followed, he was God with us. He healed, he cured, he taught, he preached. He led a path, he led a journey for us to follow. And that's what we as Christians believe. That is what we hold, that Jesus was God with us. The Christ, the Messiah that had been prophesied. Jesus asked of Peter, who do they say I am? Elijah, some say. John the Baptist. Matthew 16:15, he asks Peter the question, who do you say I am? And Peter answers, thou art Christ. Thou art Christ. Peter spoke for each and every one of us at that point. Every one of us. Thou art Christ. My friends, Jesus knew when his time was to come. He said that his Father would send the Comforter. He would be gone in an earthly form, but be with us, by Holy Spirit within us. And each and every one of us who know and believe in Jesus Christ and feel the Holy Spirit within us, we feel Jesus. As Paul said, when Jesus was crucified, I died too, but not me, but Jesus lives within me. The Holy Spirit that was in us. And so as we conclude, I commence by saying that each journey starts with the first step. It does. And here you have before us the first step. My friends, when we leave this church today, when you step up from your seat, the first step you take it knowing that God is with us. And may we glorify the name of Emmanuel as we head towards our journey towards Christmas. Every step we take, every move we make, God, Emmanuel, is with us. And may he bless you